Have you ever stared at a spreadsheet, a report, or a blank email and felt the weight of an impossible deadline, fueled by lukewarm coffee and a deep seated desire to just be done for the day? It is the universal feeling of the daily grind. It is the quiet battle fought not on a cosmic scale, but in an office cubicle, a classroom, or on the long commute home. It's the exhaustion of responsibility. But what happens when you take that feeling, that professionalism, that bone deep awareness, and place it into a world of superheroes and monsters? You get a new kind of hero, a far more relatable one. These aren't the chosen ones destined for greatness. They are the heroes who have to manage their energy, file their reports, and just want to clock out on time. They are the Salaryman Warriors, and their grounded humanity makes them some of the most compelling characters in modern anime. Today, we're exploring three of the very best: the corporate professional who weaponizes his hatred of overtime, the blue-collar grinder who fights with nothing but his sense of duty, and the overworked public servant who just wants to take a nap. Let's clock in. Our first subject is perhaps the poster child for this archetype, Kento Nanami of Jujutsu Kaisen. To understand Nanami, you have to understand his core philosophy. Being a Jujutsu sorcerer is not a calling, it's a job. This isn't just a personal preference, it's literally encoded into his power. His curse technique, Ratio, forcibly creates a weak point on his target by dividing them into a 7:3 ratio. But here's the kicker: his binding vow, over time, drastically increases his curse energy after his standard working hours are over. He has weaponized work-life balance. He hates overtime so much that he made it his trump card, a final resort for when the job gets messy and runs past 5 p.m. In a world of prodigies like Satoru Gojo and passionate idealists like Yuji Itadori, Nanami stands apart. He isn't fueled by a grand vision or a thirst for power, he is fueled by a simple, profound sense of professional duty. He shows up, he assesses the situation, he executes the plan efficiently, and he wants to go home. And the most resonant part of his character is that he tried the other life. He quit being a sorcerer to become a salaryman, to chase money, believing it to be the only thing of value. But he found that world to be just as soul-crushing. He realized that a life spent chasing money was just as meaningless as a life spent fighting curses. So he returned, not out of passion, but because he determined that out of the two terrible jobs, being a Jujutsu sorcerer was the lesser evil. It's a pragmatic, almost cynical choice that any adult who's had to choose between two imperfect paths can understand. This culminates in one of the most powerful moments in the series. He tells Itadori that being a child isn't a sin, but that adulthood means piling up small disappointments. That being an adult means you don't have the luxury of being a kid anymore. This line resonates so deeply because it's a fundamental truth of growing up. It's the acknowledgement that you have to become the responsible one, the one who shields others from the harsh realities you've come to know. Nanami isn't just fighting curses, he's fighting to preserve the very innocence he was forced to leave behind. Next, we move from the white-collar professional to the quintessential blue-collar hero, Mumen Rider from One Punch Man. If Nanami is a disillusioned middle manager, Mumen Rider is the entry-level employee with a heart of gold, working the most thankless job in the world. He has no superpowers, not a single one. His entire arsenal consists of a bicycle named Justice and an absolutely unbreakable sense of civic duty. He consistently ranks at the top of the C class, not because he's powerful, but because he is always there. He shows up, he does the work, he gets beaten down, often brutally, and gets almost no glory for it. He is the grind personified. His defining moment, of course, is his stand against the Deep Sea King, a monster that had effortlessly defeated A-class and even S-class heroes. Mumen Rider knows he can't win. It's not a possibility. Everyone watching knows it, the monster knows it, but that isn't the point. His heroism isn't defined by victory, it's defined by showing up and doing the right thing, no matter how impossible the odds. He stands his ground not to defeat the villain, but to buy precious seconds for the civilians and for the real heroes to arrive. He is the human shield, the symbol that anyone is willing to fight. But his most relatable moment comes from his own justification for his actions. He shouts,
"It's not about winning or losing! It's about me taking you on right here and right now!"
This is the voice of every person who has ever poured their soul into a project they knew was a long shot. It's the feeling of trying your absolute best, even when you know the task is bigger than you are. Mumen Rider teaches us that heroism isn't always about success. Sometimes, it's about the integrity of the attempt. Finally, we have the hero who embodies the exhausted public servant, the overworked teacher who has seen it all. Shota Aizawa, also known as Eraserhead. If you ever worked in education, healthcare, or any public-facing role, you probably know an Aizawa. He's cynical, perpetually tired, and brutally logical. His teaching method is built on what he calls rational deception, pushing his students to their absolute limits with the threat of failure, only to reveal it was a tactic to draw out their potential. He comes across as callous, but it's a calculated front. He knows the world of heroes is unforgiving, and he'd rather be the mean teacher who prepares them than the nice one who sends them to their deaths. His quirk, Erasure, perfectly mirrors his personality. It's not flashy. It doesn't cause explosions. It temporarily erases another person's quirk, forcing them onto a level playing field. To use it effectively, Aizawa has to be a master of tactics, stealth, and efficiency. He can't afford wasted movements, especially since he has to keep his eyes open. This is the professional who has to achieve maximum results with unlimited resources and, let's be honest, limited energy. He's not going to smash through the problem, he's going to find the smartest, quickest way to disable it. But beneath that gruff, exhausted exterior is a fiercely protective mentor. This is the core of his relatability. He's the boss who complains constantly about his team, but would throw himself in front of a bus for any of them. During the USJ attack, he single-handedly takes on dozens of villains to protect his students, suffering horrific injuries in the process. He never asks for thanks, he just sees it as his job. He is the professional who moans about the paperwork and the long hours, but would do anything for the people he is ultimately responsible for. So what is it that connects a sorcerer, a cyclist, and a teacher? It's the grounding humanity they bring to their extraordinary worlds. Kento Nanami, Mumen Rider, and Shota Aizawa are beloved not just for their power or their skills, but for their deep, aching relatability. They represent the daily battle that so many of us face, the struggle to balance our responsibilities, our exhaustion, and our quiet, persistent desire to do good, meaningful work. They show us that heroism isn't always about grand destinies or world-shattering power. Sometimes, heroism is just clocking in, doing your job to the best of your ability, and protecting what you care about. They make heroism feel achievable even on a rainy Tuesday morning when you'd rather be anywhere else. They are the heroes for the rest of us. But who did we miss? Who was your favorite working adult hero in anime? Let us know in the comments below. And if you can relate to the daily grind, consider liking this video and subscribing for more analysis. Now, if you'll excuse me, it's time to clock out. Bye!